Well, hi, folk. We're just about ready to start our second leg, which is from Port Alfred to East London. But just before we do it, I've managed to borrow this aircraft from the flying club here, and I want to show you some of the comparisons in the aerodynamics between this aircraft and the microlight that we will be flying a little bit later. So let's get going on this, and I'll just quickly show you some of the dynamics of this aircraft's flight and how everything works. If you look at the panel in front of you, you'll see 6, and those are the main flight instruments. To the left at the top is the airspeed indicator, and then we have the artificial horizon in the middle. We have the altimeter to the right at the top. Then on the left, below the airspeed indicator, there's the turn and bank indicator, and then we have the direction indicator in the middle, and to the right at the bottom is the rate of climb indicator. Okay, so let's just go and I'll show you some of these things in flight and what they do. Bit of a wobbly takeoff, 60 knots, and we'll just start easing her off. I used no flaps on the takeoff that time, which is not a good habit to get into, but we'll climb up to about 1,000 foot, and then I'll switch to the aircraft so that you can have a look at it. We're climbing at just over 60 knots. We're at 800 foot, approaching 800 foot, climbing at about 700 foot a minute. Right, I'm going to switch to the outside view so that I can show you the flight controls on the outside of the aircraft. Yeah, at the rear of the aircraft we have its tail assembly, consisting of the rudder and the ailerons. And we'll see now, I want to show you, if you want to climb, you ease back on your stick and the aircraft will climb. Elevators go up, aircraft climbs. If you want to descend, you push forward on the stick, the ailerons, the elevators go down, and the aircraft goes into a dive. If you want to slow the aircraft up, you use the flaps, and you'll see on the wing, as I move the flaps, you'll see a movement occurring. And those are the flaps of the aircraft. Helps you to fly the aircraft slower. Used basically on your landing approach and for landing. Just pull them up again. Then on the wingtips are your ailerons, which controls the roll of the aircraft, so that if I bank it to one side, the aircraft will do this. You see the ailerons move. And if I bank off to the left, you'll see the ailerons move and the aircraft banks. And your rudder is controlled by your rudder pedals. If you see, if I press the right pedal in, the aircraft yaws to the right. If I press the left rudder in, the aircraft yaws to the left. Right, just a look at the instruments. We've got a In the middle of the panel, between the two yokes, you'll find there's a mixture control, which we don't need now because we're flying at quite a low altitude. Throttle is over there. If I pull the throttle right back, you'll see the aircraft engine revs drop and the aircraft starts descending. Throttle forward gives us a climb. Right, nose up, just to show you what happens inside. You pull back on the control column and the aircraft climbs. To descend, you push forward on the control column and the aircraft descends. And now this is not an aerobatic aircraft, so I'm not going to roll it, but if we went to the left, the aircraft would do that. And the right stick would give us a bank to the right. Okay. Right, well, we're going to go back and then we'll be taking off in the ultralight and doing the journey from Port Alfred to East London. Okay guys, we're ready to start our second leg, which is from Port Alfred to East London, where we'll be praying for the country all along our route, as well as for our shield or wall of prayer that we'll be setting up around South Africa. To climb to about 1,000 foot, turning towards the coast now. Port Alfred to our right, the Cowie River, and let me tell you, for the fishermen, there's some beautiful cob in there, and I put some lovely cob in this area. Just the basics of the aircraft. You'll see the cockpit's very simple compared to a normal aircraft. We have an altimeter, we have a compass, we have an airspeed indicator, an RPM gauge, and we have a fuel gauge, and below that the communication unit with the built-in transponder in there. The aircraft controls are very different. Conventional aircraft, you pull back on the stick to climb. This aircraft, you push forward on the bar to climb. To show you that, there you are, push forward on the bar, the aircraft climbs. I push back on the bar and the aircraft descends. From outside, you'll see, if you compare the wings to the conventional aircraft had flaps, they had ailerons. This has nothing like that. You control the shape of the wing, alter the shape of the wing, and you alter the aerodynamics of the wing for descending and for climbing. Banking, you use the bar. And you see there's also no tail assembly, so there's no rudder and there's no elevators on this kind of aircraft. To show you a descent, and do a bit of low flying, so I'm going to descend here. I'll pull back on the bar, put our nose down, and we start descending. Don't pull the speed up too much, otherwise we overstress the aircraft. We could end up with problems. Down to 700 foot. And there we are, a little bit of low flying, 100 foot off the deck. And then we climb for the clouds, push the bar forward. Okay, folk, I'm going to leave you there and start with my prayer on this leg of the journey, and I'll see you when we get to East London. Okay, folk, we approaching East London Airport. I'm just going to call them now. Okay, so we're 11 miles out, approaching airspace of East London, where we'll be landing and spending the night. I believe the ground support team have arranged for a meeting in the Trinity Methodist Church, and a lot of folk have been invited there, and we'll be having a special service at Trinity tonight. Well, there's East London Airport just in front of us. The city of East London lies more to the east of that, but we'll see it tomorrow when we take off. Then cleared for landing. You see at the end of the runway are poppy lights. That's your approach lights, which give you a good indication as to your glide slope. Now I'm obviously very high, because you see right on the end of the runway there's 2 or 3 white lights, in fact 4 white lights, so I'm way above my glide path. I'm going to descend a little bit and I'll show you what happens to those lights. I'm still too high, way above the glide path. You see a red light appearing there now, and that's starting to tell me if I've got two whites and two reds, then I'm on the glide path. At the moment I've got 3 reds, 1 white, so I'm a little bit below the glide path. Now I'm fully red, so I'm below the glide path. Dangerous. Yeah, I've got 2 reds, 2 whites, so I'm on the glide path, so I've got to stay at this height, or at this rate of descent. I'm going to land further up on the runway because this little thing doesn't need much space to land on, and it saves having to taxi a long path along the ground. So now we would have, obviously we've got 4 white lights because we're above the glide slope. But I'm flying it all the way in to the airport buildings, basically. Okay, I think you can start putting her down. We're going to park where where the Boeings park. Right, there we are, Blake. end of second leg, and here we are, East London.